Final Score Friday's 30th season with Sports Director Lane Casadonte and Sean Robertson. Sponsored by Toyota, Paramount Builders, and Reynolds Community College.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Week 10 of Final Score Friday. Sean and I happy to be joined in studio this week by the cheerleaders from Atlee High School. Their Raiders, one of several teams looking to improve their playoff positions, if they had one coming into tonight. Still several spots in the postseason up for grabs. That is not the case, however, for the teams meeting in our game of the week, which makes a little more history for each time that has, in a time that has seen nothing but history for each program.
That's right. Say that again twice.
Yeah.
Armstrong and TJ, both ranked. Both will make the playoffs this year. They split last year, the two meetings there, with the Vikings winning the regular season game, but the Wildcats shutting out TJ in the playoffs. If they meet again this year, it could be for a regional title. But for tonight, it was just partial city bragging rights. TJ had won 7 straight in the regular season against the Wildcats. It was at Armstrong's senior night. Midway in the first quarter is Cherry 2.0, Rashad to Raynard, good for 18 yards, and TJ had a 7-0 lead. Next Armstrong possession, Briante Harris on the run and finds Dior Bonds behind the defense, and he goes 67 yards for the touchdown. Game tied at 7 at that point, but TJ led 13-7 at the break. Third quarter, Reginald Weston Johnson right up the middle. He'll go 21 yards, bringing tacklers along the way. It's 20-7 Vikings at that point. Later in the half, Armstrong has to punt. Malik Porter, a potential play of the day this weekend. The bobble, the recovery, and a 50-yard touchdown on the punt return. 28-7 at that point. TJ improves to 9-0 for the second straight year with a 28-14 win.
These guys all went to elementary, middle school together. They know each other, so it's a whole lot of things that go in behind the scenes intrinsically. So these young men were this week focused. We didn't have any issues in the school, which is always great when you're dealing with young men, and they came out focused today.
The other undefeated city school, Huguenot, on the road at Midlothian. The winner tonight gets a big boost to their playoff rating. Falcons led 27-0 at the half. But second half, here come the Trojans. Gibson Gross, watch this catch. 58 yards, one-handed.
Look at that.
And a guy hanging on his other arm to John Kieske, 27-7. And then Linwood Johnson to Ivion Lewis, but the ball is stripped out. And then watch, Bennett McCandless.
What?
And keeps his feet in. That gives Midlow the ball back. Gross 29-yard pass to Jack Lipstewart. It's 27-14. Watch out. But Johnson then took over. His uncle, former Richmond head coach Latrell Scott, watching part of this game. Johnson 67 yards to Markel Dabney, made it 33-16. And then Johnson found Michael Dabney for 56 yards, and the Falcons pull away. They go to 9-0, 46-16 win over the Trojans.
Good for the city schools. 2 of them undefeated at 9-0. Meanwhile, number 1 Matoaka, seeded second in Region 5C, hosting Prince George. The Royals tied with 2 other teams for 7th in that region. Pick it up early on. Bryce Yates looking for Montino Williams. Nice catch on the sideline, 20-yard score, 7-0 Warriors. But back come Prince George. Nolan Lee running through tacklers for a 10-yard touchdown. The Royals have tied it up at 7 rather. But on 4th down, Yates goes up top to Montino, who outjumped the Royals' defense. Is 14-7 Matoaka at that point. Trevion Mills, son of Pat Mills, who played at Matoaka, he'll go 55 yards. And Matoaka stays unbeaten, 9-0, as they roll 50-21 over Prince George.
Over to Hopewell, where the Blue Devils hosted Thomasdale. The Knights just a step ahead of Manchester for the 4th spot in Region 6A, which would be at least one home playoff game. The 79th all-time meeting of a series that started in 1920. Malachi Swain to Jaden Height, 95 yards for the touchdown. Jaden wearing the special 11 jersey tonight for the Knights, and that made it 7-0. Later, it's tied at 7. Hopewell's Tariq Drew is going to go 50 yards to Shadid Whitfield. way behind the defense. That made it 14-7 Blue Devils. These two connected again later in the first half, and the Blue Devils get the win at home. Big win for Hopewell in Class 3 as they win 21-14 over the Knights.
Blue Devils could get a home game.
They could very well.
Sticking in the Tri-Cities, but going back to last night, number 5 Dinwiddie hosting Meadowbrook. The Generals had the top seed in Region 4B heading into this week. Pick it up early on after they run onto the field. It's the record breaker from last week. Harry Dalton III adding to his Central Region touchdown total to Joshua Adams, 15-yard touchdown, 7-0 Dinwiddie. Then Dalton to Caleb Bowers, good for 24 yards. It'll set up an Adams 2-yard touchdown run to make it 14-0. Adams would then add a 46-yard touchdown to make it 21-0. Generals shut out Meadowbrook 56-0. They've allowed just 19 points in their last 4 games. They host Matoaka next Friday.
Big game next week. Elsie Bird had lost 2 straight coming into tonight's game with Cosby, tied with 2 other teams at a crowded bottom of the Region 5C playoff standings. Cosby got their first ever win in this series last year, and they fell behind early 7-0, but Preston McAfee to Pierce Balling, and that will tie the game at 7. But it was pretty much Elsie Bird from there on out. Jason Wright finds Sir Paul Cheeks to give the Skyhawks a 14-7 lead.
Wow.
Cheeks had a 50-yard touchdown run as well in the first half, and the Skyhawks go on to win 42-27. Big win for Bird as they try to stick in the 5C playoff picture. Plenty more to come on Week 10 of Final Score Friday. Come right back.